Hey everybody, welcome back to BobkeTV and my preview of the Amstel Gold Race. Amstel Gold, I think it's been around since 1961. Same sponsor, if I'm not mistaken, all the way through. Amstel Beer, one of the best sponsors. Just kidding. Or maybe not. 263 Ks, about 165 miles. 35 climbs. That's not a typo. None of the climbs are very hard, but cumulatively, taken all together at the end of over 260 kilometers, adds up to a lot, and a lot of fatigued bodies at the end of Amstel Gold Race year in and year out. Last year, it was Philippe Gilbert winning a two-up sprint with Michael Kwiatkowski. Philippe Gilbert just had an absolutely phenomenal season last year. Just really amazing. Tour of Flanders. He was there all year, every race in the spring. After he won Tour of Flanders, I thought he might cool down a little bit, but he kept on stomping and won Amstel Gold, and that was quite amazing. Michael Kwiatkowski had beaten Peter Sagan, no less, in Milano-San Remo earlier in the spring. So when those two guys came to the finish line together, I thought it was Kwiato all the way, but very, very wrong. I will say this about the Amstel Gold Race. It is plagued by road furniture. There's so many obstacles for the peloton. It's like ADD. I mean, you barely pedal, 5 pedal strokes, and boom, there's something else to dodge. Tiny roads and just an unbelievable amount of road furniture. And let's just hope the peloton can get safely through Amstel Gold Race this year. I'm sure it's going to be good. The weather is predicted to be nice, almost ideal if you're a Northern Classic specialist. Cool and dry. So peloton probably start with arm warmers and vests at least, and probably race a finale in their speed suits. It's a fantastic one-day race. I had one of the best days of my whole career at the Amstel Gold Race one year, and towed the breakaway all day long. And a guy from the break won. I did not. I went so hard for so many miles that in the last 5 or 10 miles, maybe 10 kilometers, I just absolutely detonated. I blew to the moon. I hit the wall, as they say, and barely crept to the finish line. I always had pretty good legs in Amstel Gold Race, but in 1988, I think the Jelle Nadam was the winner that year. I had one of the best days on the bicycle, and I felt so good. For 98% of the race, I just went crazy, just went bananas on every climb and towed the brake, and the brake stayed away, and I got dropped. But you'd be hard-pressed to find somebody that raced with more exuberance than I did. Anyways, winner of Paris-Roubaix last Sunday, Peter Sagan is going to be on the start line. I think he's finished on the podium in his career in the past. I would be surprised if he was on the podium again in Amstel Gold Race. I could imagine the celebrations getting the better of Team Bora after Peter Sagan delivered with all the pressure on him for Paris-Roubaix. And, by the way, he's had a spectacular spring. He started winning right away. He got Ghent-Wevelgem and Paris-Roubaix. I mean, just a phenomenal spring campaign with the world champion jerseys on his chest, the stripes, world champion stripes. But Sagan will be there. He'll be a huge draw. I don't think he'll win. I don't think he'll get on the podium. I would be surprised if he got in the top 10. Greg Van Avermaet will also be there. Philippe Gilbert, the defending champion that I mentioned, and Julien Alaphilippe. Just an incredible quick-step squad. Once again, they just bring the team to every race, capable of winning everywhere. Like I said, Michael Kwiatkowski, Alejandro Valverde starts his Ardennes campaign. Maybe the most successful rider in the Ardennes in the last 5-10 years. I think he's more suited to Flèche Wallonne and Liège-Bastogne-Liège later on, but could be a factor in Amstel. I don't think he'll be on the podium, but top 5, top 10 most certainly. Michael Matthews has been on the podium in the past also. Not having the best of springs, so I would be very surprised if Michael Matthews got up there. It'd be delightful if he did, but I think he's gonna be finding his form for some time. All more. 2 riders from Lotto Soudal are riding great this spring. Tim Wellens just had a win yesterday, day before in the Brabantse Pijl, and Tish Benoot, who won Strade Bianche earlier in the year. I think top 10 for one of those guys is certainly a possibility. A little bit too hard, a little bit too strong a field for Amstel to be on the podium, but watch for them to be animators, most certainly. Michael Valgren, that's an interesting... He's been good in Amstel in the past, got a big win in the springtime in Het Neuseblad, and also an incredible ride at Tour of Flanders to finish in the top 5 after crashing during the finale with, I think it was 50 to 60 k's goes, and to fight back to the back of the group, past the groups as the race is splitting up, and then go off the front of the finale and finish, I believe it was 4th for Valgren. Oh, man, that could take a few weeks to recuperate from. So I would predict Valgren to be solid, but not one of the contenders for the win. Vincenzo Nibali. That'll be interesting to see how Nibali races. It's a good course for Nibali's talents. Lots of twists and turns, obviously very hilly, and very technical racing throughout the entirety of the day. So does suit Vincenzo Nibali pretty well. He did drop out of the Pays Basque recently race on stage number 5, I believe, with saddle sores, so he might not be 100%. And to win Amstel, you have to be 100%. And Nibali's had a career-defining spring so far with a big win solo in Milano-San Remo. Larry Warbath, it'll be interesting to see how Larry does, the national champion for the United States. He's on the Aqua Blue team. Great to watch Larry race and mix it with the big dogs. And Brian Cocard, another dark horse from the Vital Concept squad. Tremendous speed, good climber. The team is a little bit suspect, and the big part of Amstel Gold Race is having teammates drag you to the front after every chance they get until they're spent, and you can recuperate and start each climb, each technical section in a good position. So Vital Concept, definitely not the firepower of BMC for Van Avermaet or Bora for Sagan or, I mean, Quick Step, give me a break. Oh my God, this has got guys everywhere. Can do it all. So I think that Cocard will struggle with that. And that, for a sprinter, you have to be dropped off in the perfect spot, even though Cocard's a little bit more versatile than the typical 100% fast man. I think he'll have a tough time getting inside the top 10, but not impossible. Love Amstel Gold Race. Started the hilly classic season, and a brilliant day of racing. The biggest race in the Netherlands. The Netherlands is one of the most bicycle crazy countries in the world. Colombia, Belgium, obviously, and the Netherlands right up there with them for cycling fans, and it's going to be great to watch. If, by the way, you can find it, please go to the comments section and tell me where I can find it. I've been searching everywhere from my cable carrier. So far, I don't find anybody that's carrying Amstel Gold Race, but if you find it, please let me know in the comment section. Who do you got? Oh, did I do my podium? Maybe not. My podium, Kwiatkowski for the win, Alaphilippe for second, and third place, Greg Van Avermaet. That's my Amstel Gold Race podium. I hope you get a chance to watch it, and please stay tuned to all of the Ardennes Classics coming up, and have a review, highlights on the Broom Wagon. in just a few days. So thanks a lot, everybody.